You know what I've done?
Oh, is that a new?
My vision is a $1 billion company. Renaissance, baby.
The Pokemon Pikachu Illustrator card that Logan Paul has now put up on auction with Goldin Auctions is now currently going for $5.1 million as of making this video. There are 48 bids. There's 21 days, 23 hours to make this happen. What's really crazy is the history of this, because a card being on auction already should not be touched, tampered, anything. You are getting the product that is actually there. To a degree, some people would say it doesn't matter. I'm going to talk about why it really does matter, but listen to the owner of Goldin Auctions as he shows off this new slab for Logan Paul.
You know what I've done?
Oh, is that a new? Brother Ken.
Hey Logan, how's it going? I got some news for you. I want to show you something. You look at the holder.
Oh, is that a new? Is that a new slab?
That is a brand new 2026 PSA slab, examined today, because you know why? I couldn't have the most coveted card in the world in any other holder except the most beautiful state-of-the-art holder. When this winning bidder gets it, I don't want them to think, ooh, I should get this reholdered. I did it for them. Everybody knows it's a PSA 10.
Holy dude, I'm glad you didn't tell me they were doing that. I would have been so nervous.
Yes, I'm sure you would have been.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, so it's up to date.
The winning bidder is going to be very, very happy. Figure out how you're going to spend all that money. I'm going to owe you a bit more than the 2.5 you already have.
Yeah, you are.
I have so many questions with this. First off, Goldin Auctions does not own this card right now, and to be like, yeah, I just spruced it up. I did something for you. I'm like, what owner would have done that, unless this was staged, would have done that to somebody's car, right? Imagine saying like, oh, I just repainted the car we were auctioning off. I was just doing this or that for your item. I thought it'd make it sell better. That's not what I'm selling. I've consigned this to you to sell it as it is. There's nothing changed with that. Now, on top of that, there is something I just cannot get past. And it is the main factor that Goldin Auctions says that they are the best.
My vision is a $1 billion company. The collectible business is in a renaissance. Well, right now, it's the Renaissance, baby. Renaissance, baby.
Brother, what's that?
They know everything about collectibles. Now, why would this go from, the millions that it already sold for to now an increased amount? Because the inherent value of Logan Paul. Now, Logan Paul took this card where? Do you remember that thing? It was called WrestleMania, right? So he wore this card exactly to WrestleMania.
About this, generations to come will talk about this moment in history. And when I accepted this fight, I understood.
And that is supposed to increase the value. Now, wouldn't you think as a collector that the PSA slab that it is in is part of that memorabilia, locked in? It was on Logan Paul's sweating body against him, taken off in this gold chain in this entire event. Don't you think a person that understands collectibles would have said, duh, you don't take something out of the case of which it was in that was part of the actual event? It's not about it being a PSA 10 anymore. It is inherently about the connection and story with Logan Paul that no one's talking about. Duh! And this is a guy that does consignments for big things, right? I watched one of the most recent episodes where they had Muhammad Ali's, robe or whatever, and the guy was like, I want to, move on with my life, do all this. Imagine he took this and, I took it to the dry cleaners. I also changed the stitching color on there because it just looked like it needed a little touch up. I'd be like, whoa, what are you doing? We just wanted this fresh off Muhammad Ali's body, and that's it. That was it. And so I'm like, why would somebody that is the king of collectibles not understand the plastic at which it was in and the activity at which it was doing is what makes this valuable? The next thing is, we obviously know that there was the liquid collectible thing that was going on where people could own certain shares of this card. And I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Now we're changing not only the value inherently by like trading hands, now Logan owns it, but now we're also changing the expected value if it was shifted from what it was to what it is now, if people have an agreement of what I'm saying, which I think they should. Now, I'm also going to say these people that have bid $5.1 million on it, did they get a chance to take their bids back if the plastic was changed for this? It was not actually part of it. I don't like the legalities of this. I don't like the optics. I don't think it's good. I get very weird vibes from this owner of Goldin Auctions. I don't like it. I watch the show. It's like forced acting that should be on A&E every time I see him. Now, the next thing we have to discuss is the promotability of this card. They are trying to squeeze every bit of juice out of this. Check out what they're trying to do with this spot.
Right now at Goldin.com, you can get an entry into this incredible box break. First edition base set booster box of the original Pokemon. We have 36 packs, 36 lots available to get into this booster box first edition Pokemon series. This is the one where the $1 million Charizard comes out from.
Can we just appreciate he doesn't even know the actual value of a first edition Charizard, which is what he would want to compare this to, where it's a PSA 10 most recently sold according to price charting was $175,000 with the average sales per year showing it $165,000. This is a person you would trust to sell your Pokemon card that has no clue about actual Pokemon prices.
However, I think people are overlooking the value, and I would explain the value. If you win a spot, you will get a 20-second ad to promote your business or any personal interest during the live stream. This has a value, a significant advertising value that I think people are overlooking. When we did this in 2021, the average pack sold for $36,000 a pack.
Can we just respect the level of shilling that's going on with this entire marketing scheme here, where he's trying to push a $5,751 pack of first edition onto people as an advertisement spot for $36,000? As I'm looking right now on his auction site, it looks around like $11,000. I'm wondering if people will buy into this, because I don't think the advertising dollars will be there, but this is crazy if anybody actually falls for this, because I don't think it will actually convert to any sales for anyone.
And the boxes were going for about 50% of what they're going for right now because they've risen in value. I want you to listen to this. I'm not going to comment. I'm just going to ask our friend at ChatGPT. Hello, ChatGPT. Are you aware of the February 15th live stream and Pokemon box break that Logan Paul and Ken Goldin are doing on YouTube the night that the Illustrator closes?
Yes, I'm familiar. They're planning to live stream the auction conclusion for that Pikachu Illustrator card, and at the same time, they're doing a first edition Pokemon box break. It's a major event for collectors.
What would the value be of a 20-second ad read by Logan Paul during that break?
If you're talking about that level of exposure, millions of engaged viewers, and a personal connection, you're blending influencer marketing with a cultural event. A traditional ad on YouTube might have a CPM of $10 to $25, but this is premium experiential integration. When Logan personally reads a promo and you're sitting on stage, that can push it into a CPM of $75 to even $150 or more. In raw terms, if you're hitting, say, 12 to 20 million viewers, that can easily translate to a seven-figure value. At 12 million viewers, that might mean $1.3 to $2 million in advertising value, and at 20 million, you might be looking at 1.5 to 3 million or more. Plus, the PR buzz and brand credibility you gain could push that value even higher.
So you're saying that if somebody didn't even want the cards, and they sold the cards, and they just wanted the advertising value, and they can spend $40,000 or $30,000 or $20,000 or $50,000 and get that exposure for themselves, for their card store, or for their business, that would be an amazing opportunity? Use your own words, not mine.
In my own words, it'd be a rare steal. For a fraction of typical major media costs, you'd get an incredibly personal, memorable brand moment. It's not just about raw eyeballs, it's about trust and authenticity. If you're spending tens of thousands and getting a potential seven-figure brand impact and you handle it right, it's a marketing jackpot.
And obviously, what's even more weird about this is they've turned off the comments on this entire thing because they can't just make the money off the consignment. They have to find other ways as well and make this a great event that's going to be on the next Netflix series as well for one of their episodes. I love that he thinks because he talks to his phone with ChatGPT, it's like, yeah, you can validate everything I'm wanting to hear, right? He doesn't probably understand that part of the technology of like, you could change the tone or the criticism of ChatGPT. If you want it to believe or agree with everything you say, you could make it do that. You really could. So you talking to your phone and trying to validate like the whole internet is in agreement with your entire scheme here of this card, I think is nuts because it shows how out of touch you are, not only with collectibles, with what you did here, also out of touch with technology and out of touch with what you believe everyone else in the world thinks. Yes, this is an impressive 5.1 million that's already here, and people do believe there might be shill bidding or whatever else that's going on, but I cannot prove that, so I'm not going to say that. But that's what I'm hearing from a lot of the community here. Now, even so much so that they've actually made this a display for the next Collecticon where it looks like you could get your picture with this card as well. And I'd love to see some close-ups if people are willing to.
Just a reminder and a quick update. I will be live in Atlanta at Collecticon February 7th, Saturday only, one day and one day only, with the Pikachu Illustrator 10. And the update. We will be accepting consignments. Bring us all your consignments, Pokemon, TCG, whatever else you got. See me, see the Illustrator, get your picture taken with the Illustrator, and see all the consignment opportunities we have for you at Goldin, including Pokemon 30th Anniversary Auction. Consign at the show, get it in that auction. See you later.
And it wasn't graded, but it was inspected, or I don't know what verb he used exactly, I'll put it here, but it was not inspected. And this brings a really good point of questioning of collectibles in general and card grading. And we know that that's probably the case in legality. You know, and I know PSA has eyes on this entire thing. So they're not going to say we regraded this, because if they did and people saw all these whitening spots on it, they'd be like, ha, why does this vintage card get a 10 and my card that has a better thing is not? And it is because it is inherently better for all of these parties, Logan Paul, the Goldin Auctions, PSA, all to be in agreement that this is good, along with the buyer that's buying into it. Everyone's winning because it's record breaking here. And what's important to question about this is, yes, a card in a 10 slab could be easier to sell on eBay, sell to you, that's it. But when we're talking about this, it's like, okay, we know cards, even in any slab, you can shake it around, could cause damage. It doesn't mean the card is bulletproof. We've seen that with ace grading and various other issues with the slabs could be twisted and things like that. Like, this is not a bulletproof piece of plexiglass or something that's holding this, okay? But it just seems that this card is going to be plagued with more controversy than good. And whoever owns it is going to have to kind of sell past that. And they're going to just sell to other people that probably are out of touch with the hobby of like, oh my God, I saw a big number. Big number means good. Big number means better. More money equals better. That's it. And I'm like, wow, what is the next thing that we're going to see with this? Whoosa. But as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.